This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. I want to talk about what happened yesterday during the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. When he took the stand to testify on his own behalf, jettisoning his right to remain silent, to not be compelled to testify against himself and incriminate himself. You ever watch something that just infuriates you? Every day I come here and I try to avail you of, in an attempt to break down the day's events. I try to be smart about it, and I try to be dispassionate in some ways, and some ways it's impossible. But yesterday, watching this take place was infuriating. The judge acting as a part of the defense team for most of the day. The performance, in my view, of the crying while his eyes dart around to see who's watching him. Do we not remember the photos of him flashing the white power symbol? And before the trolls say, that's not what that means, that's a fake thing, it became what it is. It started off as a joke on the 4chan, people doing this, saying it's white power, and then it was adopted by actual white supremacists. So you can stow it, secure the excuses and the subterfuge. First, I'm going to play a clip of him, the Oscar caliber performance from this person who illegally took a weapon, broke curfew, and allegedly, will cover myself legally, allegedly murdered human beings. Watch this remarkable moment if you haven't already seen it. And if you have, we'll put the time up on it so you know how long it is. Watch this.
Once I take that step back, I look over my shoulder, and Mr. Rosenbaum was now running from my right side. And I was cornered from in front of me with Mr. Zeminski. And there were three people right there.
Take a deep breath, Kyle.
That's what That's what I run.
We're going to just take time for our break anyway. You can just relax for a minute, sir. We're going to take a break, about 10 minutes, and please don't talk about the case during the break. Read, watch, or listen to any kind of trap.
You see the eyes darting over, looking at the jury, looking at the judge. I don't buy it. This was not the most infuriating thing, though. For me, it was the behavior of the judge acting as a proxy member of the defense team, shutting down the prosecution at every moment when they were starting to pick up momentum, starting to get somewhere in the questioning, the cross-examination of this man. The right-wing media is hell-bent to paint him as a child. J.D. Vance tweeting about this little boy or whatever he said. He's a man. I was already in the United States Marine Corps on active duty when I was his age, legally carrying and operating a weapon. Watch this remarkable few moments. Again, we'll put the time up. You can scan through it if you've already seen it. This remarkable moment from the judge acting on behalf of the defense. Wildly inappropriate. Check this out.
He knows he can't go into this, and he's asking the questions. I asked the court to strongly admonish him, and the next time it happens, I'll be asking for a mistrial with prejudice. He's an experienced attorney, and he knows better.
Mr. Finger?
First of all, Your Honor, this was the subject of a motion. I'm well aware of that, and the court left the door open.
For me, not for you.
My understanding of
You should have come and asked for reconsideration. You did on the one motion, and in fact, I granted your motion for reconsideration.
That was not our motion.
Excuse me. I did. I granted.
We did not move
that
to reconsider.
That was their motion.
We have not filed any
me.
motions to reconsider in this case.
That was their motion for reconsideration, which I denied. But I said I denied it, or I indicated a bias towards denial is what I did. Held it open with a bias towards denial. Why would you think that that made it okay for you, without any advance notice, to bring this matter before the jury? I was astonished when you began your examination by commenting on the defendant's post-arrest silence. That's basic law. It's been basic law in this country for 40 years, 50 years. I have no idea why you would do something like that. And it gives, I'll leave it at that. So I don't know what you're up to.
May I respond?
Yes.
We filed another acts motion on this exact issue because, in my mind, and I argued this, it is identical to what was going on the night of August 25th, in the sense that the defendant was using this exact same weapon. He was using it in a manner to try and protect property.
No, he wasn't.
Your Honor, with all due respect,
I'm not going to rehash the motion. That's absolutely untrue. No. Your argument's of record. My comments are of record, and why I ruled as I did is of record. There's nothing that I heard in this trial to suggest anything's changed. Even if you're correct in your assumption that you know more than I did at the time, you should have come to the court and say, I want to go into this. Why you would think that you could go into it without any advance notice to the court, I don't understand that. And as the defense is pointing out, you're an experienced trial lawyer, and this should not have been gone into.
Your Honor, there have been things in this case, testimony in this case, that I believe opens the door to this. For example, the defense has introduced evidence that the defendant pointed a gun at a man wearing yellow pants because that person was on a car on the car source lot. Now, there's no justification that I can think of why the defendant would point that gun at someone. The defendant has just testified this morning that he agreed with that person in the yellow pants, that he pointed the gun at him. He said, I was joking when I said that to the guy in the yellow pants, but he's acknowledged that he told the person in the yellow pants, yeah, you're right. I did point a gun at you when you were sitting on a car.
He said, I did. That's what he
Exactly.
testified.
So he's agreeing. May I finish, please? I'd like to have a chance to make a record, if I could, without being interrupted, if that's okay. He has mentioned that he's acknowledged that he's used this gun to protect property. He's also just acknowledged that he knows he can't do that. I am attempting to impeach him now with the prior August 10th incident, 15 days prior, involving the same gun, where he is threatening to use that gun to protect property.
He didn't have the gun with him.
Your Honor, he is saying he wished he did so he could shoot people.
The faces that the defense is making, while the prosecutor calmly explains his case, why he did what he did. There was a moment earlier in the day where he questioned about the silence of Kyle Rittenhouse, which is improper. That's fine. Lawyers push the envelope all the time. But the judge in this case is clearly not a dispassionate jurist. He clearly has a viewpoint that he is bringing with him to the bench. We are allowing this to take place in the American justice system. Kyle Rittenhouse very well could get off on this. He very well will go consequence-free, and the right will freak out. They will love it. Because they lift up, they create heroes out of monsters. They prefer chaos to order, division to unity. I was beside myself yesterday. Where were you? I'd love to know. You can call, leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me daily at dollemore.com. Thank you for joining me. We got day 2 coming up, or another full day. We'll see how it goes. Follow me on social media. Love to connect with you there. I'm at Dollemore, just about everywhere. Twitter, Instagram, social media. And if you appreciate what I do, you'd like to help produce my work, help support my work, you can click the join button below this video, become a channel member for about $2 a month. You can become a channel member, or you can head on over to patreon.com/IDoubtIt podcast and help support my work there. I love you guys. I will see you next time. Until then, be genuine. Take care of one another.